Alright guys, it is day 2 of West Coast Championship here on Clear Lake, and as well as Chris Lair Memorial Day 1 Yakabas. Currently sitting in 4th place. We're only 1 inch away from the current leader, and everybody's separated by quarter inches, so it's gonna be a pretty tight race. We need to go do what we did yesterday, just grind it out, hopefully come across some of the right ones. Yesterday I don't think I caught a first keeper until like 8:30ish or something like that. So anything I catch before 8:30 is probably gonna be a bonus. If you guys notice, my better bites came in the afternoon, so we're kind of hoping for that, but try to get that limit out of the way so we feel a little more comfortable, so we can slow down fish. I think we need at least 90 inches to do well today. So yep, that's the goal. Of course we want to shoot for 100, but realistically 90 is a pretty good goal. We're gonna go out and grind it out today, see how we do, guys, so stay tuned. First keeper today, guys, on a frog, 13 inches. There we go. A frog. Yes, sir. Choked it. It's a good one. 18-incher. Choked it too. Alright, folks, that's a good one. 19 inches. 3. Alright guys, that's number 3, 18 1/4. Yes, sir. Big one. It's a big one. That's a good fish right there. Alright guys, check that out. Like an 8-pounder right there. Good gut on it too. You know, the one thing I started with the frog today again, because yesterday I noticed I did get some frog bites, but they weren't committing to it. But today, with an overcast early in the morning, and it was much more warmer in the morning. Yesterday, I was pretty darn cold, so I figured I'd start again with the frog, but this time with the popping frog. Fish a little bit slower around some outside grass where, you know, this mat is where I caught majority of my fish, so I figured they might be a little bit further outside in the morning. You know, maybe positioning to ambush bait and stuff. So that's why I started with the popping frog, let it sit a little longer, just kind of letting those rings disperse. And a lot of times when it's calm like this, it'll draw them up. So that's kind of why I started with the popping frog. You know, I had the regular walking frog tied on, but you know, I cut that off right away, put on the popping frog. It caught a monster. I'm just happy with that. You know, I did catch what, 3 fish or 3, yeah, 3 or 4 fish already, so can't complain. Got a kick out of the way. It's nice. I just need it. And anything before like 8:30 was a bonus for me. So yeah, that's a really good start to the day, and I can fish really comfortably, really start flipping and punching later, and really just fish slow. No, plot to almost flew out of the boat. 5. On the copperhead, guys. Tap myself back in there. Yes, sir. We got a limit, boys. Got a limit. Alright, guys, we got number 5. Alright, so the sun's up now. We could probably start going flip. But don't want to stop filming so soon. I might be able to get 1 or 2 more bites on this thing. Up right there. That's a good one. It's my team right there. Yes, sir. That's a good call. Gets rid of my 12-incher. Get 16, 17 maybe? What happened? No, go ahead, get started. Next go by it. It's fine, dude. It's my go. Cho nhẹ nhẹ thôi phải không?
almost messed up right there. Barely too. Look at that, came right out. There it is. It's 18-19 right there. Alright guys, that's a good call. 19 3/4. No, you can't. Just kidding. I don't care, dude. Do what you gotta do, man. Gulay tu neng kope. Gulay tu gì? Yeah, neng kope chứ. Go on. Shala. It's tough today. The bites are like far and few too. The bites are like far and few too.
It's different, huh? It's
Yeah. Yeah. Might be a call. Nope, 18 inches doesn't call. 18 incher, guys. Another one. It's 16, 17. Hopefully. No, I don't think so. It's only 18. 18? No. My small is 18. I got another 18. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna help though.
Another 18-incher. The bite had gotten pretty tough. I was really waiting for it to hit 1 p.m. just like how yesterday after 1 p.m. I started catching a lot more of my better quality fish. And I was really waiting for this time to happen because I was just anticipating for a bigger bite. So I had positioned myself in the right area. It's an area where I got my bigger fish, having the right bait and being in the right area at the right time to really get this better quality bite. Really needed that one bite to seal the deal for me. See if it's a good one. It is a good one. That's a call right there. Alright guys, finally a call. 20.25 right there. It's a good one.
And 5 inches, taking home $5,407. Obity Williams.
Hey, what a day.
All right, so first place is taking home $7,889. Total of 198 inches total. The one and only Damian Tao.
Alright guys, that is a wrap for West Coast Championship on Clear Lake. It's pretty insane because we actually came home with the win, and you know, I couldn't believe it. You know, going up there, I didn't expect really too much. I honestly was just looking forward to getting this trip over with so I can go and do some striper fishing and some ocean fishing. I didn't think I was gonna come home with a dub, so super stoked about that. I mean, I honestly have been wanting this for quite some time, the West Coast Championship trophy, and as well as we caught the tournament big fish on a frog. So yeah, some crazy stuff, pretty unbelievable, especially, you know, going up against guys, you know, all these great anglers on the West Coast. You got guys from Nevada, Utah, Oregon, and Idaho, and all those guys. They all came down. It's all the best of the West, right? I mean, it's one of those tournaments where you just don't know how you did, because even though you had a good day, it's on Clear Lake. Anybody can have a phenomenal day and just sack a monster bag. And I caught a limit pretty early. I was feeling really good. But I think that kind of messed me up too in a way, because I was checking the standings quite often, and I usually don't do that. Obity was leading at day one. Odie's fishing in his comfort zone. He's got shallow grass, everything. He's the king of that stuff. So you got him going there, and he was leading on day one. And you know, every hour I checked, he was uploading like a 20-incher, and I was like, man, dude. I mean, it was kind of playing my mind a bit, and at the end of the day, I didn't feel like I had it won, just because of seeing Obity catching big ones consistently. He's just building momentum. And for me, I noticed that my big bites came after 1 p.m. So I was kind of hoping to get one or two more cold fish, and I was pretty sure that it was gonna be like that for majority of the guys. I just felt anybody can catch me at that point. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty stressful. Well, if you guys made it this far to the video, we're gonna do a little quick breakdown of what we did. So the location we fished on the north end. Practice we went to Rodman, started throwing the frog around, and on this point, it's a pretty obvious point. So I threw a frog over it. It got a few blowups on it, but they didn't commit to it. I've got a lot of blowups on frogs, just could not get them to commit the whole time I was there. But they were very interested to it. They would blow up on it. I'd see them blow up, but their mouth would be closed and stuff. And then I'd follow up and punch and get a few bites doing that. And I got quite a bit of bites in that patch, so I was very comfortable about that area. That place only has 2 really defined points, and that is one of them. And as well as there's current pushing on that point majority of the time. So day 1, started flipping with a striking rage menace. I noticed that bite wasn't really that good. I think the kicking was a little bit too much for these fish. I was getting bites and I was setting hook and there was nothing on it. And so I switched to a flapping hog, has less action. Really like the flapping hog, it's just you burn through so many of them really quickly. A lot of times you don't even catch fish on them and they're all tore up. Where it's like you get 5 in a pack and they're like $7-8 a pack. We also did very good on the missile baits D-bomb. It's one of my go-to baits for punching and flipping. It has a lot of action, but I feel like it doesn't move as much water as the rage menace. Did rotate those 2 around for day 1. And day 2 we switched it up. And going into day 2, I noticed conditions is much more different. Every morning leading up to this event, we had a very cold morning. How they're coming up for the frogs, they're just blowing up on it, but they weren't eating it. The last day of the tournament, I noticed that there was overcast and smoke in the air. So the morning was much more warmer, and in my head I just told myself, oh, they're gonna eat the frog today. So I tied on a popping frog, the frog I always throw usually for popping, and more in the open water kind of stuff. You guys know I throw a lot of that. The paycheck transporter frog, it's a discontinued frog, very pricey if you're looking for it online. If you can find them, they're generally around, I mean, when I seen them a while back, they're like 70 to 90 bucks. I don't know how much they are now, but I do have quite a bit of them still left, so I still use them just specifically for tournament fishing. It was a really quick bite window. Right when the sun got up, they just kind of stopped biting that frog. And after that, we continued to punch the rest of the day. We mixed it up with different soft plastics. We're throwing the Drink Crazy Deranged EX. I just wanted to give these fish something a little bit more different to see. It has some tentacles right there on the head, but it has a lot of action as well, but it's not overpowering. It's a little bit more subtle, and it has more meat to it, so you're not tearing this thing when you're flipping it 1,000 times. You know, the line was very important for me. I was using both the P-line Durex. This is the Zero Fade, 65 pounds, and then I was using the 80-pound TCB. 80-pound, I like the 80-pound, just much more strength. I used both, but I was much more comfortable with the 80 TCB for where I was fishing, because the areas that I'm fishing is very pressured. There's a lot of people around, and the Indurex is a little bit louder than the TCB. TCB is very stealthy because it's Teflon coated, so it's very smooth. So when you're punching the grass, you're not getting that sawing noise when you're lifting or the bait's falling through. So it's very stealthy, and I find stealth is very key when you're punching a lot. So this is a little bit more stealthier, but if you're fishing in heavier cover with a lot of hyacinth and pennywort and stuff like that, then you'd want to go with this, where it has a more better cutting power. So when you stick a fish, the line's gonna cut the grass. And the areas I'm fishing doesn't have really that much. It's majority hydrilla and duckweed. So it's as long as you hit them good and you just keep pressuring them, a lot of times the hydrilla will just break up. So of course, we do have Yakka Bass Day 2 as well, because we are sitting in first place for Yakka Bass Day 1. But the thing about for the next day is my fish in the area have already been beaten up. I'm not expecting much from the area that I'm going to be fishing. It's hard for an area to reload when you're pounding it so hard both days. If we catch anything from it, it's a plus, but if we don't, it's okay. Whatever happens tomorrow, it just happens. Punching and frogging used to be one of my strengths. I used to enjoy it a lot, but nowadays you really have to play at what's winning these events nowadays. A lot of times nowadays, winning events, you're gonna need to be using your forward-facing sonar. It is pretty much an eye-opener as well, because I believe majority of the top 10s were fishing shallow, no electronics. So it was pretty cool to see a little bit of change. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.